just getting ready to do some work in my car, and I want to cover a couple of things first before I get started, and that is around safety. Just please be very careful when you're working on cars, especially, you know, there's just lots of areas that can cause problems. One thing you want to make sure is, you know, never depend upon your jack to hold up a vehicle. Get you some jack stands. Get you a wheel chock to hold the front of the back tires. I use one. You know, if you want to use multiple, that's certainly area for safety. You know, hearing protection, especially if you certainly want eye protection as well at all times, and gloves. I use these nitrate throwaways, and I'll usually put another pair on with them just to. Okay, today I'm getting ready to change out the rotors on my 2003 Ford Expedition. First time I've had them off, so I'm not for sure if it's going to be a beast or not. Them some of the guns may be all rusted in there, so we're going to see what we get once we get into. There's the new one there going with slotted and drilled, like I put on the front. So the steps I'm going to be going through to do this is, if I knew for sure the rotor would come off, I would just take the whole caliper off with the two bolts where it bolts into the back here on the assembly, and just hang the whole thing up there. Since I don't know if that's the case, and I may need to this bracket, this caliper bracket here to do some extra things with as we get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the calipers off first. We can remove this bracket here. There's a couple of bolts back here. They've got a little rubber cap on top of them, and they're held in with a let's see if I can find it real quick. If I can't, I'll just have to tell you later. I think it's this one here. No, that one looks too big. Anyway, one of these star things, I can't remember the size of it right now, so I'll tell you that once I get into it. So we got two there, and then the caliper bracket has two bolts on it here as well. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm by myself, so what I'll do is I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll go do it. If I run into any problems, I will let you know that as well, and then we'll talk about it once I get it off. One thing I forgot to mention is the reason I'm doing all this is to get to my emergency brakes that sit back in here, and they're just the old drum type brakes that we used to have before the calipers and rotors. But sometimes it's and again, this rotor is kind of it's scarred up pretty bad. It's the original one. If I knew that would come off without any damage to it, would I replace it? It's hard to say. May or may not. You know, it'd be somebody just have to look at it once I got it off there. But I could tell that the other side looks worse than this one. This side does. So, but I can feel it pretty grooved up in there. But my suspicion is if it is rusted on really, really bad, then probably going to have to resort to beating or cutting it off. But we'll get into that if we hope like we don't have to. But in any case, I may have to destroy it to get it off to get to those brakes. So anyway, I've got the two bolts off there. That torque size you need is a T45. There's two bolts back there. They won't come out. I mean, you can get them out if you want to, but don't think they have to. You know, if you're doing this, they don't have to come out right now. You can get them out when you get the caliper off, if you want them off, kind of thing. And then once you get to this point, you just start shaking that bad boy until you get him off of there. The other thing I wanted to show you, if I can find it. Again, can't find anything, but this is what I use to hang my caliper. This is actually a special hook made for this very reason. You know, to hang it up, because you don't want these lines, these brake lines. You don't want the weight of this caliper, which is heavy, on those brake lines, because they break or you bend them, and you know, that's the things that you can't afford to have happen to you. So anyway, again, we just take that off, and then once we get this thing off here. And then of course your brake pads are sitting right up in there. So the heat just comes off. Your brake pads are going to probably come off, except that one's kind of, it has a different attachment on it. So there you go. Now you got the calipers off, and then back here you'll see there's that bolt. There's two of them, one there and one down right below it, that holds that caliper bracket on. All right, there's the caliper bolts. It's a, I think it's a 19 or an 8. I think it's an 18 millimeter. Yeah, 18 millimeter nut. So you just take them out. There's two of them, one there, and then there's your caliper bracket that comes off. Okay, and that's all there is to it. And looky there, that sucker's going to come off. So I think we're going to look out with this one. Hopefully both of them will come off that easily, but see, it's got a little bit of tension on it, and that's because of that the emergency brake. And you want it, when you put it back together, you want a little bit of a tension on that. So you don't want it to be loosey-goosey in there, because you know you want the emergency brake to almost be in contact, just a hair, maybe just a little kind of thing. If you can't get it off because of the emergency brake, there's actually right in here, you can see it right here, the emergency brake line coming in. What you'll have to do is you may have to remove this thing here to get that tension totally off of that brake, but hopefully I can get it off of there. So what I'm going to do is try now to get both hands in there and see if I can get it out, and again I'll let you know if I run into any problems. Well, thank God it came off without any problem, so that I'm very, very happy about. So I've get some light over here so maybe you can see it a little bit better. See what we got now. So what we've done is I'm blowing all this out to get rid of all the dust out of here. And those brakes are inside of that little hub there. That's your brake pads that I'm getting ready to take out of there, those drum brakes. So there's a sequence to this. I like everything. So you've got a clip here that we push in and twist or up and get it out. Okay, gonna do that first, and then we're gonna come down here and spread these brakes apart a little bit and remove this retainer. That's the adjuster clip. So see, this thing here goes from here to here and it just slides in there, and it's got a little wheel thing there, and that's how you adjust them. You know, make them tighter, make them looser, whatever you need to do. Is that little guy there, and then pull that. Once that comes out, then we'll get that spring off of there. It's right up above it. Again, it just clips into those on each side little holes. We'll take that out, and then hopefully we can start rotating this this drum out, this brake out of here, and then we'll come up, and then we'll even should be able to take off. It's got a clip up on, not a clip, but a spring up there as well. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of buried back up in there, but the spring has got we got to unhook it, and then we'd like to unhook this clip here as well. So once we get all that out of there, we'll get it out of there, and if I have any problems, I'll let you know, and then we'll start trying to figure out how to put it back together. All right, get it all put together, and I'll show you a few things here. But right now, I just wanted to show you that they make a special kind of like a caliper tool to help determine what kind of setting you need on the inside. One of the things you can do is put this thing out here and just feel if it's too loose. You know, there should be, hang on here a second, there should be a little bit of a tension on it. So anyway, there's the new one all together. We'll tell you, don't underestimate the amount of effort it is to get these springs on and off these little clips. Getting them off is pretty easy. Getting them back on is a nightmare. But so anyway, if you had the little caliper tool, it would measure, you know, from here to here, and then you come up here and you'd measure, get it from here to here to kind of get it there. And without the little tool, what you want to do is just get it firm. Just, you know, just don't want it rocking kind of thing. And so here's the adjuster down here, and all you do is just twist this little bad boy. I guess if you don't twist it a lot, you might want to take it back out, but it wasn't a lot of fun putting it in either. But anyway, so you just rotate that wheel around till you get where you want it, and other than that, pretty much it. So Hope this helped. If you got any questions, let me know. I'll do the other side. This is the passenger side, and I'll do the driver's side here shortly.